Welcome back to All the Crackers in the Box. Hi, it's me, your friend Corey. I know, I've already worked on this week, but I am right on a roll with this one. I am feeling it and I want it to be worked on really badly. I'm probably going to work on a couple other items this week, but this one's going to make its appearance a couple times because I'm in full tilt mode with it. Meaning, I just want to keep on going and going and going till it's totally finished. And of course, I can't find the hook for it. Anyway, glad you're here today, and I will go look for a hook. Be right back. Found it. It was right beside me the whole time. Of course it was, because I knew I'd be back to this one in no time. So, this is my Dollarama cakes, 380 meters. They are mostly acrylic, and they're a little bit rovy. They got a little bit of roving to them, tightly spun, but they are quite cushy. I'm quite liking this as a blanket. The colors are nice, soothing. They suit everyone in the household. We have a couple people that like reds, a couple people that like blues, and black and white and gray are always on top here. So these colors will definitely blend in with the chaotic state of my living room. Chaotic because it is the main room that the whole household deals with. So it's quite cluttered and lived in. And by cluttered, I mean there's color crayons and some toys out, and some adults have left the books or whatever they were using on the table, that kind of thing. Like it's just lived. That's where we live. The table beside my bed is extremely lived in because that's where I put everything at the end of the day, or when I know I'm going to be needing it again sometime soon. So I like it close. My goodness, I am loving working with this yarn actually. This is a nice break from my thinner things, my finer, tighter things. This is just a nice, I can pick it up and I can just crochet, which is amazing if you ask me. There we go. But it's one of those like palette cleanser ones where, you know, you're working on something that's intense and is going to be really delicate and needed. Like if I missed something on this one, I don't even know if I'd go back to fix it. I might, but for the most part, this is just more of just a quick, easy, get you through to make something that is useful and needed around the house, which I absolutely am totally into. I love things that make my life easier around the house, and having children looking for blankets all the time is rather irritating before I've had my coffee. So let's be real here. It's to save my brain more than anything. Oops, sorry. Didn't mean to do that. Accidentally hit a cord and moved my phone. Oh, doing it again. Why not? So here's me with my bad camera job. There we go. Sorry about that. I'll adjust the angle and I'll actually lay this out so you can see. But it's actually coming together quite nicely. I do like this miscoloring at the beginning of the rows. It's coming along. It's got some personality already and I'm quite liking it. I think it's going to fit into my household very nicely. Not be one of those items where everybody's like, why'd you get that? Oh, that is interesting choice. I was hoping to do my hair today. And it looks like I gotta do my daughter's hair too. So I need to do some coloring of hair and some cleaning up the house and crochet and just never enough time in the day to do everything I need to do. 2, and 3. And because it's the corner, we're doing another cluster of 3 into the same area to create our corner. So 2 clusters, chain 2, we got a corner. That is so cool. I love how simplistic that is, but yet it is so effective. And that is the one thing I really, really enjoy about a lot of this stuff is it seems like it's going to be complicated. Then you start doing it, and it's like, wow, step by step, broken down. This isn't as bad as it looked in the first place. It looks like it'd be really hard. It looks super difficult, but it really was just lovely to do. Didn't hurt my hands, didn't upset me, didn't confuse me. I didn't have to keep frogging. I mean, wow. A project you didn't have to frog for real? I frogged this one like 3 times, deciding on what I wanted to do. I was really, really, really thinking I was going to be doing individual squares and then putting them together, but I kind of like this a lot more than the idea of putting these squares beside each other, because they would all have the white in the middle. And I was thinking about it, and I was like, well, do I really, really want to do that, or do I want to do something like this? Because, I mean, I've seen some similar that have had really fancy stuff done, like fancy stitching all around in these kind of rounds, and they are way too pretty. I'm not going to be able to do that on this one simply because I'm just going. I'm not color pooling. I'm not doing anything crazy with it. I just want a easy peasy blanket that's going to fit in and be cute, have some color to it, some style, but nothing too intense, because when you color pool you got to cut things, you got to do this, you do that. I don't want to cut any yarn. I'm just going to use all the yarn, probably only get 1 blanket out of it, but that is fine. I think we spent, there's 6, about $30 on this, right? Yeah, 30. Because each ball of yarn was $5. And I have 6, so 2 of each color. So I'll be able to repeat this again, and as it gets bigger, it'll have longer rows, and I'm fully aware of that. But I think it's going to come together really nice. I really like that brown. That brown is very, very pretty. It's got a bit of a shimmer to it that I was not expecting. See, it's got a bit of a... It lightens and darkens. I thought it was really neat. And this burgundy wine is really pretty too. That is a color I absolutely love, love, love. I don't use it much in my everyday life, but I do love seeing it. I think it is gorgeous. I love the shimmer and the lowlights and highlights to it, because that's just how I roll, as we know. 2 and 3. Then we have 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, 3, and that's it. You just keep going with your clusters of 3 around and around. You can watch TV, you can listen to everyone talk, you can have conversations, because it isn't a hard one to keep going. There is no looking at graphs, no crazy counting. So, it is going to be a stunner. And we're going to just gently untangle that, because that's what I was worried about, because we're down to about that much left besides the white bit on the end, and that's how it's sitting. So it's another reason why I wanted to get back to doing this one right away, simply because I am worried it's going to tangle if I leave it too long, or I'm just going to lose my steam with it. And I don't want to lose my steam. I want to keep on trucking. I want this one to fly off the hook and be ready for use by next weekend. I have figured out where I went wrong with the rainbow sweater, and that one should be coming along shortly. But this one kind of jumped up ahead of it a little, just because I absolutely need it right away. That's just it. That's not a lot I can do about that. Okay, come on. Stay on the hook. Stay on the hook. Just a nice flowing like a river. So yeah, I'm looking around at a few patterns that I have in mind for upcoming projects. Of course, I'm always looking at upcoming projects, am I not? It seems to be my thing I like to do. I like to look at new projects. I like to think about what's up next, what kind of yarns I can use, how I can use them, where I can use them. I have a few velvet ones that I'm having a few thoughts on, and a few that might go with it. I got all my Cabo ones together, so I have 6 of those, 2 white, 2 gray, and 2 blue. And I have a pretty good idea of what I want to do with those. I'm thinking maybe like a very lightweight summer top with that. Because this is summer tops, I have the worst time finding anything that I like because everything fits me odd. Especially since having all the children and my shoulders do not like sun. My chest isn't liking sun. So I burn in those spots super easily when I never did before. So these are things I have to keep in mind when I'm looking at summer clothing. I guess a crochet top that has some meshiness over the chest area and shoulders usually will keep me from getting too much sun and I don't get burns. So I'm looking at that kind of thing where maybe I'll just do something that's loose, nice loose crochet, and be able to wear over something a bit lighter, like a tank top or something, and just have that over so I don't feel like I am cooking. Pretty sure the sensitivity of the sun is also from hormones and also low iron. So I do work on my iron. I do eat quite a bit. And I do once in a while, if I feel like it's not doing well, I'll go get some iron supplements. But iron's a tough one because you can overdose on it. So you have to just be very careful. You can get very sick from too much iron. I had a friend of mine that had too much iron. I don't have enough iron, and she had too much. So that was a not fun time for her. She definitely did not enjoy having to actually be bled like they would back in the day, where they would bleed you. They had to bleed her to get some of the overly iron-rich blood out, so her body would have to replenish it, and that was the only way she could survive. But she was getting awful headaches. It made her so ill. Like, I just could not help her, and I wish I could. It was one of those situations where you're watching someone suffer and suffer and suffer, and you can't help them. And I feel that way about my low iron. My husband worries about it constantly. So every so often we make sure that I get some high iron foods, quite often actually. High in protein, high in iron, just to keep things going. Lately I've been feeling really good, so that's really good. That tells me that we are on the right track for that kind of stuff, and the broccoli and all the heavy greens I like to eat are doing well without having to be meat heavy. Because sometimes I just can't. Since my second daughter, actually. Sorry, first daughter. first daughter, I've struggled with meat. Looking at raw meat makes me feel very nauseous. And it was like that right from the beginning with her. That was her one thing. When she was on the inside, when I was pregnant with her, I would constantly feel sick if I saw raw meat or even thought of raw meat. It was just the weirdest. Ugh. And then I got to the point where I could only handle maybe one serving of meat per day. And so my iron really suffered for it. But I'm not eating more iron. I have included imitation crab for my lunches. Imitation crab with some cheese and crackers has really brought up how I feel. I feel a whole lot better since I started eating that every day for lunch. I add other variations with it, but for the most part I have those almost every day, and I'm finding that my energy levels are better and that my iron isn't feeling as low. So that is absolutely phenomenal news. Very happy about that, because it's been a long struggle to feel better since having my last one. Things had gotten so bad. But this was good news. Good news. I love saying things are getting better instead of things are terrible. It's nice to have good news for once. Well, not for once. I quite often have good news. I try to make happiness every day. Anyhow, thanks for joining me here at All the Crackers in the Box, and bearing with me while I mutter on and on about iron and that kind of stuff. Anyways, just crochet talk. Thanks for joining me here at All the Crackers in the Box, and we will see you again very soon. Bye!